guys, it's Angelo, and many of you guys have asked, and so you shall receive. You guys wanted me to give you a bit of an insight about Shadow Priests in Mythic Plus dungeons, and here it is. Now, ever since last patch, a lot has definitely changed for us in a Mythic Plus environment. If you want to get a little refresher of what has specifically changed, be sure to watch my Shadow Priest AoE changes video and perhaps even my Shadow Priest guide, as both will serve you with a lot of details about what's been going on. Apart from that, honestly, we're pretty competitive in Mythic Plus now, even though this may be very hard to believe for some of you. At the end of this video you will certainly know why. I'll go over how I play Mythic Plus keys, what talents to ideally take for different keystone levels, and of course all legendaries you would want to take, and our strengths and weaknesses. Let me know whether or not you like these videos of me sharing some Mythic Plus insights, and depending on how well this video resonates with you guys, I'll be sure to talk more about Mythic Plus content throughout future videos. Good! That being said, as always, let's go right ahead and have a look. Now before we really start, I do want to go over the changes briefly that we have received recently. So as mentioned just now, we have received some big buffs in our AoE damage output, which is a dream come true for pretty much any Shadow Priest that has been playing the spec from the start of Legion. Keep in mind that we old schoolers who've been playing Shadow Priest since day one had no idea what AoE damage was, so you can imagine how hard my mind was blown when this change came a couple of weeks ago. Mind Seer damage has been increased by 50%, while Void Eruption's damage has been increased by 700%, and Shadow Crash has less travel time now, as well as an increased insanity generation and increased damage. Again, for a more detailed review of these changes, check out the video on them after this one, but for now, we can all agree on these changes being dramatically good for our overall damage output. Now, after over a year of Legion behind us, I know time flies by, our talent dynamic finally sees a shift in Mythic Plus content. In low keys, you want to go for a talent build which allows for efficiency, and due to this, Auspicious Spirits, Misery, and Shadow Crash, as well as of course Lingering Insanity, all prove to be very strong, and in general you will want to stick to the orange highlighted talent set. This talent set should be your prioritized choice for keys ranging from anywhere of +2 to +14, even +15 if you are in a good group. For a +16 and above, I personally would revert back to our regular talent build highlighted in green, but this varies depending on the situation. Lower Karazhan, for example, has way more trash than boss time, so you will definitely stick to the Shadow Crash and Misery in here, whereas the Archway or the Halls of Valor on this level, for example, even though having lots of trash, have long-lasting boss fights or simply have a lot of bosses like in the Archway, making Legacy of the Void and Mindbender very effective again, while other DPS take care of trash packs. Try optimizing your talents depending on the group and the setup you're running with, but as a guideline, use these talents for the stated scenarios. Legendaries in Mythic Plus are also slightly different than those we use in raids. Our chest, the Heart of the Void, becomes seriously strong here, and for any low key I'd definitely use it should you have it in your bags. The increase in Void Eruption damage, paired with Misery, Shadow Crash, and some strong Mind Seers, will see your damage skyrocket, and you will genuinely be able to do more damage than most other classes in AoE. And believe me, I never expected to ever actually say this. Zephyr's Secret is, and should be, your second choice here in Mythic Plus, due to its sheer damage increase, its superior proc, and the fact that you can proc it in almost any Mythic Plus situation. Apart from these two legendaries, I personally advise wearing the belt should you lack one of the other two, and perhaps a Pridus in Mythic Plus, or rather in difficult Mythic Plus weeks, and Pridus, by the way, is your neck of course. The Twins' Painful Touch is currently bugged, but I highly doubt it'll stay bugged forever, so in all honesty I wouldn't want to advocate for it here. The bug, however, just so that we're on the same sheet of music, allows you to apply both Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch to 3 other enemies twice in a row, so essentially doubling the legendary's effect to 6 targets that can be affected by both of your dots. Now, when talking about your playstyle, this, just like mentioned, along with your talents, will change depending on your group. The general rule of thumb is though that you want to apply your dots to as many targets as possible, and then drive through your regular rotation, prioritizing Shadow Crash if you take it, and in any trash fight with more than 3 ads, Mind Seer. If it's 3 ads, you'll want to have them all dotted up and just play your regular single target rotation, as you'll fortunately split up most of your damage anyway through your dots. You yourself will have to be the judge of how long different ads will stay alive, but if they live longer than 8 seconds, it's best to apply both dots to at least 4 of your targets. If they die earlier than 8 seconds of combat, only bother with Shadow Word Pain, but only to a maximum of 4 targets. If there's more than 4 targets and they die fast, literally just dot 1 target and then just Mind Seer. Again though, you will have to be the judge of your own DPS rotation in these situations, as different dungeons, key levels, and group setups will honestly give you a completely different dynamic for you to adjust to, but again, this should be your general guideline. To sum things up for this video, we're overall incredibly strong in Mythic Plus now, if played properly and correctly. An aspect that still hinders us slightly is our ramp up time, as we have to apply dots to each target in most cases before we really do damage, and on top of that we'll have to enter Void Form first as well. With the right talents, both of these factors can be bettered, and fortunately our damage output now is certainly our strong suit. We bring solid boss damage and very solid AoE damage, and the only thing on a boss fight we may lack on is burst. In fact, we lack on any fight when it comes to burst, boss or trash pack, it honestly doesn't matter. Finally though, our pros in Mythic Plus dungeons outweigh our cons, and now we can finally enjoy Mythic Plus content just as much as any other class in spec. Alright guys, I hope this video helps you out a little, and hopefully gives you some ideas on how to be effective in Mythic Plus. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, if this did help you out, be sure to let me know and I'll go into more Mythic Plus detail in the future, and be sure to leave a like if you have gained something from this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and feel free to subscribe in order to stay updated on my content. Now, as always, have a good one my friends, and I will see you all in the next one. A lifetime in repeat.